Alright, guys, this might come as a shock. There are plenty of men out there who don't believe you can make a woman fall in love. But here's the truth. It's absolutely possible, and there are specific steps you can take to make it happen. Now, for some of you, what I'm about to say might be hard to hear. Some of these truths will challenge everything you thought you knew about attraction. And let's be real, some of you watching this video won't like the steps you need to take to make it happen. But if you're serious about understanding how to make any woman develop deep, lasting feelings for you, then you need to shift your focus. Instead of worrying about your own emotions, you need to learn how to evoke powerful emotions in her. Thanks to social media, we see endless videos of women revealing the types of men they can't stop thinking about. The ones who keep them up at night, wondering, questioning, feeling. And there's a common theme. Women gravitate toward men who trigger deep emotional responses, often in ways they don't fully understand. In this video, I'm breaking down the exact steps needed to create that effect, plus the mistakes that cause most men to fall short. Let's get into it.
Good morning, beautiful. Just want to let you know I've been thinking about you all night. Last night I had such a... Bitch, wake up. You ain't sleep, ho.
He's so nice, and he's the guy that I should want. But it's like I need a little bit of like a, you're going to send me to the psych ward, and it's just not giving that.
Why do girls put guys in the friend zone?
Because we don't like them, they're too nice.
What's wrong with being nice?
We like toxic.
What type of toxic?
Don't reply.
I'm in love with a ghost boy, and I know it's just that he's ghosting me, but ghost boy goes quiet, and I go still. The world stops, and my phone never leaves my hand. Every notification sends my heart racing, my fingers chasing, just for the disappointment that ghost boy isn't haunting me again. I reply in minutes after ghost boy comes back, and it's like he doesn't notice. My mother says I'm crazy for being afraid of ghosts, but she doesn't understand. He's always there. She just can't see him. He's always here.
Here's something most men overlook. Women need a challenge. Without it, attraction fades. If she isn't working to win you over, she won't feel that deep feminine pull. Instead, she starts thinking, this guy has no other options. He's too available, too predictable. And when that happens, she loses interest. This is why challenge is key. The truth is, most men don't offer it. They make things too easy, too obvious. But understanding this concept separates you from the pack. When you know how to create that dynamic, you instantly become more intriguing, more desirable, and much harder to forget. Next up, women need to earn you. She needs to earn your time, your care, and your masculinity. And that's where many modern men go wrong. They give away their masculinity too quickly. See, men are taught to lead, to be protective, to show up as strong and reliable. But the mistake? They offer these things to just any woman. Here's the truth. Women have femininity, but they don't express it freely. They withhold it for the right man. She knows it would make your day if she cooked for you, did something thoughtful, or showed you softness. But she won't, unless she feels it's truly earned, and you should do the same. Don't just give away your presence, strength, and leadership freely. Make her earn it, because the moment she realizes that your value isn't automatic, you become a challenge. The kind of man she'll chase instead of take for granted. Next up, women need to feel like you're a catch. So how do you create that perception? Simple. She wants to see that you're desired, that you have options, a strong social circle, good energy, good vibes. The mistake many modern men make is laying all their cards on the table too soon, showing their emotions, investment, and interest right away. And when that happens, attraction fades. She sees no mystery, no excitement, no chase. And that's exactly why your dating life might not be where you want it to be. If you want to shift the dynamic, you need to position yourself as someone she wants to win over, not someone who's giving away his value too easily. Last but not least, women need and want to compete for you. Let me say that again. Women need to compete for you. It's not just a preference, it's a deep psychological drive. See, many men don't realize this, but women are naturally drawn to men who appear desired by others. That subtle competition signals value, making her see you as someone worth chasing. Everything comes down to perceived value. If you're hard to lock down, if you're selective, if you don't commit to just anyone, you instantly stand out. You frame yourself as a man who has options, someone who carefully weighs his choices and only offers his best to the woman who truly meets his standards. That's what separates you from the countless men flooding her inbox, hoping and praying for a chance. And here's the key. She needs to feel like you could do better, that you've had women at her attraction level or higher. When that thought enters her mind, the chase begins. The desire intensifies, and suddenly, you're no longer just another guy trying to impress her. You're the one she's trying to win over. So why all this effort? Maybe you're thinking, really? I have to do all that just to get her to like me? I just wanted a girl to fall in love. I wanted mutual chemistry. I wanted things to be effortless, smooth like a fairy tale. Well, here's the truth. That doesn't exist. It never has. You've been sold a fantasy, a scripted version of romance that doesn't hold up in the real world. Attraction isn't just about luck or chance. It's about understanding human nature, about creating undeniable value in her eyes. And when you get that right, that's when things really start to click. So, why does all of this matter? Because the truth is, women want a pre-selected man. Not some women, not half of women, not just a majority. All women prefer a man who is already desired by others. This is a fundamental reality of attraction, and once you understand it, everything shifts. One of the fastest ways to break old beliefs and level up your mindset is realizing that attraction is hardwired. A nun in a church and a sorority girl partying every weekend, two completely different lifestyles, yet they both operate under the same attraction triggers. They both respond to the same deep-rooted instincts. So now that we've established this, here's what you need to know. You must stimulate the right emotions. She has to feel like she's reaching for something just slightly out of her grasp, that earning you is a challenge. Because when she starts feeling that, that's when she truly invests. That's when she works for your attention. And that's when you step into the role of the man she wants, instead of the man simply hoping to be chosen. Here's something you need to understand. Women are far tougher than you think. Say that with me. Women are far tougher. They have thicker skin. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts men have to go through. Because when you look at them, you might think, she's beautiful, she's soft, she's delicate, she's sensitive. But that's not the full picture. Looks can be deceiving, and they often are. Women handle far more than most men realize, and they will endure things you wouldn't expect, but only for the right man, the one they genuinely desire. And here's why this shift matters. Once you truly grasp this, you stop approaching attraction with hesitation. You stop believing that women need to be handled with excessive caution or passivity. Instead, you start seeing dynamics for what they really are. The moment you internalize this, your entire approach to attraction changes. Let's take this a step further. Women will put up with a lot for the man they love. So you might be wondering, what exactly do they tolerate? They tolerate a man being distant. They tolerate feelings of inadequacy, lying awake at night, wondering if they're good enough for him. They tolerate uncertainty, inconsistency, and even situations that most people wouldn't expect, including a man being out with other women. And why? Because deep down, they're chasing the opportunity to be by his side. Now, some of you won't believe me. Some of you will have to experience this firsthand. Dating multiple women, navigating successes and failures, seeing what works and what doesn't. But once you do, once you see the patterns unfold in real time, you'll never look at attraction the same way again. For those who see reality for what it is, this is the truth. Women will put up with a lot in the hopes of being by the side of the man they truly desire. That's just how deep attraction runs. But here's the real wake-up call. The reason this sounds shocking to some of you is because you've been conditioned to think otherwise. You were taught that mutual respect, love, and chemistry alone will get you everything you want in dating. That being a good guy will naturally lead to success. I hate to break it to you, but it won't. If you cling to those beliefs, you'll get crushed in the dating game. Again and again. And you'll sit there wondering, what's wrong? I have a degree. I have a great job. I drive a new Mercedes. None of that matters if you don't understand attraction at its core. Once you accept this truth, you stop playing by the rules you were conditioned to believe, and you start winning. Why do they have to feel inadequate? I get it, this might sound harsh. In fact, when I first understood this, I had the same reaction. Wait, seriously? That seems extreme. You're damn right it does. But here's why it matters. Hypergamy is only satisfied through a discrepancy in sexual market value. To a woman, this is love. She has to believe that your value is higher than hers, that she's reaching up, trying to claim something she doesn't fully have. That's the psychological trigger that drives deep attraction. Because women don't perceive attraction through Valentine's Day gifts or romantic gestures. They don't fall for the stories of mutual love and chemistry that society tries to sell you. Instead, attraction, real attraction, is rooted in how she perceives your value relative to hers. And when you understand this dynamic, you stop playing by the wrong rulebook and start winning. Attraction is all about perception. Women are drawn to a discrepancy in sexual market value. Without it, there's no real attraction, no deep desire. But here's the key. This isn't about looks, money, or status. It's about presence. The unshakable energy that makes a woman look at a man and think, that's a man. That's a man's man. That's a man who doesn't put up with nonsense, who stands firm, who moves with purpose. She's drawn to a man who is strong, stable, and undeniably capable. A man who doesn't seek validation, but instead operates from a place of certainty. That's the foundation of attraction. It's not about proving your worth, but embodying it effortlessly. If you're distant, meaning you don't really prioritize seeing her, it creates a specific dynamic. Maybe you flake often, you make plans, but she doesn't hear from you afterward. Or maybe you're busy, making other plans with friends, disappearing for days, 5, 6, 7, even 10 days without a word. She's not a priority and she knows it. Maybe you act indifferent. You don't care if she calls or texts. Some days you see her, some days you don't. You're out, living life on your terms, doing what you want, with whoever you want. One day, you're with a new girl. The next, you're stacking cash. Other times, you're out with your boys, focused on your own world. And here's the thing. This creates an emotional push and pull that keeps her invested. Because when she doesn't feel like she fully has you, that's when she starts wanting you even more. Here's what you need to understand. This isn't random behavior. Traits like being distant, flaking, acting indifferent, these aren't just coincidences. Women do these things deliberately to create a psychological perception that your market value is lower than hers. But here's the truth, it isn't. Most men don't realize how attractive they truly are. They don't see their own value in her eyes. And that's exactly how she wants it. Because the moment you doubt yourself, she holds the power. Her entire game is built around keeping you unaware of your worth. And once you wake up to that reality, you stop playing by her rules and start creating your own. Let's take this a step further. What you've been told about love. It's not what you think. The way you were raised, the way you were taught to believe in mutual affection, harmony, and connection, that version of love doesn't exist. At least, not in the way you were told. And here's the second hard truth. Women don't love men in the way most guys assume. They don't sit around romanticizing the idea of mutual devotion. They don't love men simply for being good guys or for offering affection freely. Love for women is built on emotional tension, on a man's ability to create a dynamic that triggers deep attraction. Women love men who bring survival value, the ones who radiate strength, certainty, and control. And in today's world, the most effective way to show that isn't through gifts, compliments, or overt devotion. It's through non-neediness, through acting like she's not the only option, even if you're drawn to her. Some of you watching this might be thinking, well, that sounds harsh. I don't want to operate like that. And that's fine. But ask yourself, does ignoring reality actually help you? Attraction isn't about wishful thinking. It's about understanding how human nature truly works, so you can navigate it with confidence instead of confusion. Number 3, women are drawn to a discrepancy in sexual market value. This means you appear above her in the dating dynamic. And the best part, you can create this at any age, any income level. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a millionaire, if you own a private jet, if you have a yacht, a Fortune 500 title, or the perfect physique. None of that guarantees attraction. Because attraction isn't about assets, it's about behavior. If you slip up, even slightly, if you hold her hand too much, send one too many emojis, ask to see her a little too often, you get hit with the same cold response that every other guy does. She pulls back. She acts disinterested. She starts looking elsewhere. And then she finds another guy, and he makes the same mistakes. Then she moves on again and again and again. Even the guy who seemingly has it together for months gets told, I want this to progress. I want more attention, more care, more presence. So he gives it. And then she pulls back again. This cycle repeats because attraction isn't built on constant validation. It thrives on tension, on the perception of value. The moment you understand this, you stop chasing and start creating the dynamic where she invests in you. Keep this in mind. Don't waste energy on relationships that don't serve you. A lot of men are lost because they've been conditioned to believe that friends, family, or significant others automatically add value to their lives, that these connections will help them in some way. But here's the truth. Most people don't bring much to the table. More often than not, it's just empty words, fleeting interactions, and relationships that go nowhere. And if you're serious about achieving something in life, about reaching your goals, you have to be selective. Not every relationship is worth your time. Not every connection is worth your focus. Choose wisely, invest in what truly matters, and cut out what holds you back. If you apply the principles I shared in this video, you'll see a drastic shift in your relationships with women for the better. You'll start attracting women on your terms, without chasing, without compromising your standards. And as her attraction grows, so does the chemistry. Conversations get deeper, her desire intensifies, and yes, the connection between you two will become magnetic. And when she feels a stronger pull toward you, everything changes. At the end of the day, attraction isn't about luck. It's about understanding how women truly respond to men. If you take some of the ideas shared in this video and change your behavior with women for the better, your entire dynamic with women will change. You'll stop chasing, you'll start attracting, and the relationships in your life will unfold on your terms. You'll notice her desire intensify. The chemistry between you will deepen. And behind closed doors, the connection will become undeniable. Because when you step into your full value as a man, everything shifts. Now go apply what you've learned and start seeing the difference for yourself.